good, folks? This is Voodoo in the Woods, and we got another UFC that is going to be on free TV, and we get to do this back again. But I don't know, you might not know me, but I'm According to Woods, and here he is, the king of Nokia Theater. He is former U of MMA champion, Pius Lobo, better known as Voodoo Maximus.
What an introduction. Whoa, that's what's up. That's how you start the new year off. What's good with you, in the woods? What it do? What it do? What's good?
Everything and nothing at all, but again, it's cool to be back with you guys here at Voodoo in the Woods talking about fights. We didn't let the not being fights kind of let us go away, astray, whatever a kind of name that you want to do, because we also had some cool guests, such as Combate veterans. We had Tommy Aaron. We had a bunch of people. So get your Sidley for MMA content. So, man, but we are talking about fights, and the aforementioned fights that we're going to be talking about is this Saturday's UFC Vegas 18. That is a card that is not on Fight Island. This is the first it is pretty much the first non-Fight Island card of the UFC to be on U.S. soil in 2021. I'm excited. This is going to be fun. And it's headlined by none other than heavyweight great Alistair Overeem against Alexander Volkov, who's a former Bellator World Heavyweight Champion. This one is going to be bananas.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I can't wait to get to that. Can't wait.
But before we do, there's a litany of other things that are going on, and we might as well start off with the first fight on the card, right? This, as of right now, it's a 13 fight card, and we're starting it off with the 8-3. Let me see if I can do this here. Wait, let's get it. Oh my gosh, I think we've got Odie Osborne against Jerome Rivera. Right? Bam.
Hmm.
There we go.
Yeah,
Uh, so
yeah.
so Odie Osborne is 8-3, number 113th ranked bantamweight in the world, and he's going up against the number 60th flyweight in the world, 10-4 Jerome Rivera. So, dude,
Hmm.
what we got, man? We got the Jamaican
Yeah.
sensation against somebody of the Jamaican sensation versus the Renegade. And we're not talking about the guy that thought he was
Yes.
Ultimate Warrior back in WCW. This is a different type of Renegade.
Rest in peace, Renegade. Not
True?
that guy. Not
Not
that
that
guy.
guy.
Not at all. So we have this Ode Osborne, Jamaican descent. He has been trying to make it to the UFC for quite some time now, and I'm guessing uh, we know the Renegade to have a, a, a
All right. We got Voodoo back. Oh, he's. And what's real and righteous, my homies? Apparently, Voodoo Maximus's internet connection are an evil dark lord of the dark arts, and we don't like their internet provider. But yeah, Odie Osborne, not to be confused with Ozzy Osbourne, which that dude is a bat out of hell. But I mean, Odie, Voodoo way out in the woods. Maybe that could be a thing, 100%. Uh, but as we wait for the auspicious return of Voodoo Maximus, let's get into it, right? So Odie Osborne, he is a not a newcomer to the UFC, but he essentially won versus Armando Villarreal by first round armbar at Dana White's Contender Series back in 2019, July of 2019, right? But he actually fought on the undercard of the Conor McGregor Donald Cowboy Cerrone fight, and he lost via guillotine choke to Brian Kelleher, right? So he wants to return to some winning ways, Odie Osborne is. But then you've got none other than the Renegade, Jerome Rivera, and this fight was actually supposed to happen a little while ago. But with Rivera, he's coming off of a loss to Francisco Figueiredo. Yes, the little big brother of flyweight champion Davidson Figueiredo, and he also lost to Tyson Lamb. So he's coming off of two straight losses. You know, the last win coming over Luis Rodriguez back at Dana White's Contender Series in September, August of 2020, August of last year. So he wants to come back. He wants to come back. And speaking of being back, we've got Voodoo. He is back. Might be back. Might be. But so in terms of this for Jerome Rivera, right? This is a must win. He's coming off of two straight losses in the UFC, um, because that the UFC doesn't really count the Contender Series as an actual fight. That's more of a like like what PWG is. It's a showcase show, right? That's what it is, right? So he wants his elusive first win in the UFC with as Jerome Rivera wants to. So what we have here, we have a striker versus another striker. So the way this may be going down, and don't quote me on it, not a fighter, but this is actually going out of their both of their comfort zones because Jerome Rivera is a flyweight. Odie Osborne is a bantamweight, and they're doing this at featherweight. This is, a 10 and 20 pound gap from where they're used to plying their trade. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. I don't know what the terms and conditions were that they're fighting outside of their natural weight, but we shall see. But Voodoo, what's your thoughts on Jerome Rivera and
Yo,
Odie Osborne?
before I tell you about Jerome Rivera and Odie Osborne, please excuse Spectrum Cable. This isn't me. This is Spectrum Cable. So skip Spectrum if you have an opportunity to. I have no choice. But anyways, back to Jerome Rivera. Jerome Rivera, the last time we saw him before, like you said, Francisco Figueiredo's little brother or something like that, and he didn't use his long range weapons. He's a tall, lanky dude, and what are you cringing for? What are you cringing for? Hopefully, now that he has a significant height advantage over his opponent, O'Day, hopefully he initiates his long range weapons and cruise to a victory. But it depends on him. I don't even know what he's gonna do, man. I don't know what he's gonna do. But he's got more octagon experience than O'Day. He's longer than O'Day. He's got very, very decent jujitsu. O'Day has good jujitsu as well, but because of his length, I am banking my money on Jerome Rivera. I'm picking Jerome Rivera to win this one. Split decision. I don't see a knockout. I see a split decision. It's gonna be close.
I like it. And now Don McGuire says O'Day, in his opinion, is a better striker than Rivera, right? So I mean, that's it. And especially with
Mm-hmm.
you know two gentlemen who aren't really acquainted to the UFC audience, this could go either way. So I'm, you know what, this one's a toss up for me. I don't know if I'm gonna
Yeah.
make a pick, but I think that Split decision, that might work. But who that split decision is going to come to, don't know. Have no idea.
Mhm. Yeah. If Mr. Rivera doesn't win this one, that will be 3 losses in a row, which will show the UFC that he is not on that level and he will be going away, like he just symbolized. He's done, dada. But he's got to win. It's a must win for him. So good luck to the young man.
Actually, for that reason and that reason alone, I'm gonna go with Jerome Rivera. Nothing against Odie Osborne. I love that you're the Jamaican sensation. That's a cool nickname that you could put on shirts. You sound, I mean, at least phonetically, it sounds like Ozzy Osbourne. So shout out to Ozzy, Dark Side of the Moon and what have you. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with Jerome Rivera because Odie can take a loss, right? Jerome can't.
Yep. That's true. That's true. So good luck to the young man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Also, people needing luck. Ah, damn it, I didn't create one for this one. But we've got, I thought I did, but I didn't. But we've got Yusuf Zalal against Sung Woo Choi. Zalal
Hmm.
coming with a 10-3 record, number 43 ranked
Hmm.
featherweight in the world as rated by Tapology, and he's going against Sung Woo Choi, who's the number 111th featherweight ranked in the world. Now, all I'm going to say is the last time that we saw a Moroccan
Hmm.
flag, right, outside of Yusuf Zalal, well, that person actually did a Mission Impossible, a MacGyver, to try and break into Fight Island with his friend or whatever, and then expelled himself from the UFC. So I hope that Yusuf Zalal doesn't do the same thing in Vegas. I, yeah, I hope not. I hope not.
Yeah, Yusuf Zalal, he's over there with a Fight Factory, is it? Muay Thai Factory or something like that?
Yes.
With the Brandon Royval and those and them boys. So
Yeah.
I'm sure if he's around them kind of dudes, he's gonna have a whole lot more common sense than the other fella that that did whatever he did on Fight Island. I don't know what he was thinking, but sayonara to that guy, like Japanese will say. But Yusuf Zalal, on the other hand, he's quite the fella. He's quite the fella. I like his demeanor in the cage. I like how he approaches his matches. He gives every single ounce of himself. He gives every fiber of himself. But his opponent, the Korean fella, Song Woo Choi, the man, he lives by the Diaz code. He lives by the Diaz code. Kill or be killed. I'm either gonna knock you or you're gonna knock me out. And I'm not trying to take you down. I'm not trying to do any of that. He wants to strike and he wants to strike. So this right here, my first option for fight of the night candidate, right there. Right there. These two are gonna bang it out. And experience is gonna suffice. Now, who am I picking to win this particular matchup? I'm picking the Moroccan Devil to win this one simply because he does not mind to initiate the ground game. And that's going to be major in this particular match. So I'm going with Yusuf Zalal to win this one. Yeah, decision. Decision. Or maybe a unanimous decision because he's going to be going for lots of takedowns. He's coming from a loss and he wants to fix that. Losing back to back in the UFC is not a good look. So he's going to initiate the diamond technique.
What
The
is the
diamond
diamond technique?
technique is exhibiting that full on mixed martial art. Whatever's working in that moment is what I'm going to do. So my man is going to try and initiate free flow. So free flow is going to be the key to winning this match. Flow state is not enough, not anymore, not in UFC. These dudes are they're moving on to the next level. Free flow is the next level, and that's where we're headed. And I foresee the Moroccan Devil, Yusuf Zalal, moving on to free flow and taking that match. Unanimous decision.
Yeah, and Don McGuire agreeing with you, that's a sleeper fight, and I think 2 1/4 is a gospel, right? So I think the gospel is this might be the contender for one of the $50,000 fight of the night or performance of the night bonuses.
Oh yeah, you better believe it. You better believe it. That 50 G's, man. 50 G's is I mean, neither one of them is gonna make 50 G's. So when they do get the bonus, instantly they just make 90 G's. You know what I mean? So that's what they're looking at. Whoever wins, of course. Whoever wins, whoever gets that bonus, or if they both get the bonus, they're looking close to 80 to 90 G's. So good for them.
Yeah, shout out to that, man. That's a lot of money, And I'd say if you receive that, what I'm going to inquire you to do is go ahead and check out Miles Jury's YouTube because that dude is as on point as you can get in terms of getting money and as a fighter and being able to apply that into a position where I mean, hell, you might not even have to fight anymore, making investments and everything like that. So check out that channel, Miles Fury Jury's YouTube channel, because he's doing so many things to empower fighters just beyond fighting. So shout out to Miles Fury.
Yes, yes. Miles Jury going out there and leading by example, man. All you young fighters, this is a man to look out for. Reach out to him, have him tutor you if you. I mean, hey, no shame in my game. No shame in my game. If I was still in the game and I'm this age, I will have no problem reaching out to Miles Drew and telling him, yo, man, put me up on game. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna hate on the man like most folks hate on Conor McGregor. Instead of hating on the fella, reach out to the fella and be like, yo, man, how can I handle some of them stocks? What do I need to do to get like you? That's what it's about. Networking. If you look at the human brain, it's full of connections. You know what I mean? This is human nature to make connections. So why hate on another connection when you could pass electricity? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Get the conductivity going. This is the secret. This is the secret. So let's go, fellas. Let's go, young folks. Don't hate. Congratulate.
congratulate. We're gonna do a healthy bit of congratulating in this next one because we have none other than Meatball Molly McCann against Laura Pro. You know what? I'm gonna hot tag you in because again, if you guys don't know about Voodoo, well, Voodoo has a service that he can provide to you, a foreign name pronunciation class that is offered to you, the educator that is Voodoo Maximus, for 4 easy payments of $499.99 or $999.99. You can get all types of pronunciations like Voodoo does, like he's about to do with Laura's name. So Laura's name would be
Well, what we have here is Molly McCain of, I believe, the UK, going up against Lara Procopio. Lara Procopio. Lara Procopio. Now, what we know about these fighters that come out of the UK is standard. It's like the cars these days. All cars, most of the cars these days, they come with automatic windows, power windows. These UK folks, they come with automatic boxing skills. You know what I mean? So expect a whole lot of boxing coming from this young lady, Molly McCain. And I believe the UFC is in need of female representatives out of the UK. So understand that they're pushing this young lady. You know what I mean? So whenever the world opens up again and there's a show in the UK, understand that Molly is gonna be in the main event. So Molly's out there doing her thing, and she's gonna be going up against Lara Procopio. Lara Procopio, record is not, not so bad, not so bad, not so bad at all. Who has she faced? No, I'm not really sure who she's faced. Let me see who she's faced. All I know is she lost her last fight to Carol Rosa in a split decision win at UFC on ESPN 15. So when you look at her schedule, everything looks good. She's been with BH Sparta. She's been with Chuto Brazil. Most of her fights has been with Chuto Brazil, in which she's been victorious. But upon her first entry into the UFC, she takes that split decision loss. So she's not so bad. She's not so bad. Not so bad at all. She's got unanimous decision wins. She's got submission wins, one armbar in the first round. So, she's gonna bring the fight. And when the going gets tough against Molly, understand she's gonna initiate that jiu-jitsu. the Brazilians, the jiu-jitsu never fails them. It never fails them. On the other hand, we got Molly. Molly, she's been decimating folks for quite some time now. 2013, she's been knocking folks out. Lots of first round knockouts, unanimous decision. She's either gonna knock you out or finish you by unanimous decision. She's got a rear naked choke here and there, but most of the fights are unanimous decision wins. So expect lots of takedown defense from her and an attempt to punish folks. So she, meaning Molly might be getting another knockout in this particular matchup. You know what I mean? Just based on experience. So I'm picking Molly, a possible third round KO. Those hands are good.
Yep. Don McGuire says McCann hands down. I'm gonna go that way too. Yeah. Third round. Third round KO. That works. I like it.
Yeah.
That was pretty simple. But speaking of the aforementioned Kara Rosa, she steps up into the cage. Kara Rosa against Jocelyn Edwards. And Edwards, for a Belizean fighter, the level of jiu-jitsu in which she employs, especially in her last win, oh man, this is an interesting fight.
Yes, indeed. The last time we saw the young lady, Jocelyn Edwards, for some reason I thought she was a Dutch fighter, but it turns out she's not Dutch at all. And La Pantera was out there doing her thing, man. She was able to pull off the victory, her first unanimous decision victory in the UFC versus Yanan Wu. Yanan Wu used a very good footwork and all that, but the way La Pantera approached the fight made it look like Wu was running for her, which is brilliant. I'm guessing this was pushed by the corner. You know what I mean? Davi. I'm sure he was go ahead and pursue her, make it look like and she was able to secure the unanimous decision win. Now she's in there with Caro Rosa. Caro Rosa is, she's done her thing. She's had some tough losses. She's had some split decision wins. A knockout here, arm triangle choke here, doctor stoppage here. But she's lost by Kimura, guillotine, majority decision. That tells me her jiu-jitsu doesn't seem too strong. You know what I mean? Not too strong, but we have Edwards here, who's been rolling with the 10th Planet folks, and 10th Planet folks, they're up. They always have a trick up their sleeves, and her hands pretty good. I like her hands. I'm not sure if Carosa is gonna want to stand and bang with Jocelyn. Jocelyn has no problem standing and banging. The only problem I have with Jocelyn is her kicks. Her kicks, to me, seem so slow for some reason. However, based on the numbers, I'm expecting Jocelyn Edwards to tag on another win to her record. It's not going to be a knockout. It could be another unanimous decision win, or maybe a split decision, because I've never really seen Caro Rosa. I've never seen her before, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I would actually like to apologize to Jocelyn Edwards. I said she's from Belize. She's actually from Panama. So my apologies to the good folks in both regions. I don't want to get that twisted, but that's it. Now, Don McGuire says he's not sold on Edwards, which, I can see that too, but I'm going to side with Voodoo on this one. I think, unanimous decision, Edwards. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. It's not going to be, it's not going to be a huge barn burner of a fight. That's not going to happen. But something's going to happen, and I think whatever the outcome of that will be a Jocelyn Edwards win. Yeah, might be. I don't know. But what I do know is we've got Justin James against Timur Valiev. And what say you?
Well, this one's quite an interesting one because now we're in the lightweight. As you already know, in the UFC, the lightweight division is the most treacherous terrain of all divisions, and I'm looking forward to a very very good matchup here because now we've got Justin Janus, the Tar
Oh, I'm
Hero.
sorry.
We
You're Yes, I got the wrong one up,
yeah
but yes.
yeah. I think you're right. Justin Janus is correct. I believe this is the next one on the card. Is it? Yeah,
Wait.
Justin Janus versus Devonte Smith. You were right.
Oh, I messed it up on the thing. But go for it.
Yeah, yeah. So Justin Janus, the last time we saw him, wasn't quite impressive, and before that, he already had a loss. So now he's got two losses on his record. He lost to Tucker, rear choke, and he lost to Gabriel Benitez, knee to the body in the first round. So this young man, even though he's from Extreme Couture, oh, by the way, he's already got a loss back in 2017 to my boy Tommy Aaron. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Tommy Aaron. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But now he's in there with a dangerous Devonte Smith, danger King. What? King Cage. King Cage. When you have a name like King Cage, understand power is coming. Power is coming. Lots of destructive forces coming your way. So, I don't know. I don't know. Devonte Smith is new to the program. He's new to the UFC. I'm not very familiar with this cat, but I have a feeling that he's got something to prove because he's new. He's a new dog. He's a new dog in town, and he's gonna want to make an example. He's gonna want to make an example of the Guitar Hero, especially because his nickname is the Guitar Hero. So I'm looking forward to a devastating first round. Guitar Hero. I'm looking forward. Well, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm expecting the Guitar Hero to be slept no later than the second round. This is gonna be a rough one. Guitar Hero, I'm sorry, but it seems that your time in the UFC might be up with 3 straight losses. So Devonte Smith, possible KO in the second round.
And look here, we agree once, Voodoo. Smith is
Yes.
righteous. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not gonna bet against you two because I ain't stupid enough. So there you go. So again, Smith for the win. For the win, Devonte Smith. Now what we have is another fun one. We have none other
Mm-hmm.
than Timur Valiev against
Mm-hmm.
Martin Day,
Mm-hmm.
the South Pacific Islander. That is, I mean, he'll change your. If you think you're seeing light in the day, well, Martin Day will close that light, shut that off. So go for it.
Well, this particular one is going to be it's going to be a hard day for Mate. It's going to be a hard day because let's take a look at the Russian fella, Timur. Let's take a look at his record. Let's get a good understanding of who this young man is. He started off his career on a loss, 2010, and then he went on a massive win streak. By the way, there's no record of an amateur career, so he just jumped right into the deep end of the pool against killers. You know how the Russians are. They don't play. You know what I mean? Russians, you know what I mean? Kettlebell swinging, mace swing. You know what I mean? That power is there, man. So he didn't suffer his first loss until 2016 to Chris Gutierrez at World Series of Fighting, right? And then since then, he's been on another win streak, smashing folks, smashing folks. A person like this, Tanya Valiev, he understands power wrestling, and he when the going gets tough, he's going to initiate his power wrestling. Now, what is Martin Day bringing to the table? This is the ultimate question. What is he bringing to the table? Huh? I'm sure he's an American. I'm sure he's bringing some very, very good boxing to the table, right? But the thing is, the man's got many, many ways of losing, right? He's lost by knockout. He's lost by unanimous decision. He's lost by split decision. He's lost by left hook. He's lost by guillotine. So opportunities for Tamir Valiev to win this match. Plentiful. Plentiful. When I look at a Tamir Valiev guillotine choke, I'm sure he knows how to do. A left hook, I'm sure he knows how to do. Decision, split decision, I'm sure he knows how to do. A unanimous decision, I'm sure he knows how to do. So a one-punch knockout, I'm sure he knows that. So it's going to be simple. This particular matchup, easy, very easy to predict what's going to happen. It's going to be a high level wrestling match against a Spartan. Spartan, even though I like your name is cool and all. Martin Day, it sounds really good to the ear. Good looking young man from Honolulu. He's also a Taekwondo artist, which is fantastic. I'm all for all of that, but at the same time, it's hard to face that Russian wrestling, man. That Dagestani style smother you with my. It's just I can't bet against a Russian in this one, even though I like Martin Day. Nothing personal, Mr. Martin Day, Mr. Spartan. Nothing personal. It's just Timia Valiev is he's got a better record. 1, 2, he's Russian. 3, he's only got 1 loss with so many fights. There's a high probability that he might run right through you too, Mr. Martin Day, and you just gotta knock the dude out. And the chances of knocking him out are very slim. So good luck to you, Mr. Martin Day. But on this pick, I'm picking Tamir Valiev to win by unanimous decision.
Here we go. And Don McGuire is saying Valiev is the future. I'm not betting against you guys. So that's it. Valiev for a rush. I mean, throwing that Russian sickle and just beating the hell out of Martin Day. And Martin Day will probably have to live to fight another day in the UFC because this would be 3 and out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yeah, straight
unfortunately,
up, man.
Fortunately for Day, it won't be his day on Saturday. There's a whole lot of days going on there. Jesus Christ, I didn't mean that. Yes. So we have a fun one. We have Slow Mike Rodriguez against Danilo Marquez, and I mean, this is your favorite nickname of all the UFC. I mean, this right here with Mike Rodriguez is your Taz Mexican Devil, right? Slow Mike Rodriguez against Danilo Marquez. What say you, Rudy?
Well, this one's gonna be very easy to predict as well. Slow Mike, as we know, is a terrible individual to be in the cage with. I mean, imagine yourself, you, Slow Mike, and some referee. Only the referee can save you. However, Slow Mike gets to throw all sorts of disgusting shots at you. Ooh, man. Ooh, as an amateur, Slow Mike only lost 1 fight out of 5 fights. He only lost 1, so he was 4-1 as an amateur, and then he becomes pro. He lost to Pat Macron something. He lost to Kevin Hiley. He lost to Devin Clark, unanimous decision. Just recently, he lost to Da Un Jung, and then I believe he beat Ed Herman in this last outing. And remember, Ed Herman was, he was already done, but then the referee screwed up and let the match continue. Ed Herman claimed that he was illegally hit, but it was a lie, as the replay showed that Ed Herman is a liar. You know what I mean? A grown liar. But you can't blame Ed Herman. It is what it is. But then Danilo Marquez, Brazilian. You know what I mean? Brazilian. This fella here, he's very, 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 very equipped with proper jiu-jitsu. So he starts off his career, jumps in the deep end of the pool. Well, no amateur career. He's doing this thing on the Brazilian circuit, doing this thing until he ran into Marcio Telias. KO. He won the next match, and then he ran into Myron Dennis. Split decision. You know what I mean? I foresee them both extremely grappling each other to extreme. And then he went on a win streak after that. He was with Gladiator CF for his next 2 matches, and then he jumped on the Adesanya versus Costa matchup. His first breakthrough into the UFC. He faced the Knis Ibrahimov, and he beat that guy by unanimous decision. When you're beating a Russian by unanimous decision, a Russian, that tells me not only is your jiu-jitsu on point, your grappling is on point. Your grappling is on point. Slow Mike is going to be takedown defending for his life. If he doesn't, I'm expecting Slow Mike to initiate lots of knees, you know what I mean? Lots of uppercuts to dig him right back up and possibly get the KO. But I don't know. Slow Mike, Ed Herman was able to hang on to Slow Mike and put some weight on him towards the end of the third round. He was able to put some good weight on him, and eventually finish him off with that Kimura. I'm guessing that Brazilian is gonna, he's gonna put his game plan around that sort of idea, and Daniello is gonna go in there and pretty much look for the submission. He'll strike for a tiny bit, but ultimately his main source to victory is going to be jiu-jitsu/grappling. So actually, grappling is what he's going to need. Grappling is what he's going to need, not pure jiu-jitsu. Grappling. Grappling is the key. He's got grappling under his belt. So, I hate to pick against Slow Mike. But I see Daniello Marquez winning this one by split decision simply because he's got better ground game than Slow Mike. And Slow Mike is susceptible to the submission game. So if Daniello is able to make it into the third round, I see Slow Mike, lactic acid build up in the arms and legs and all that, and his entire body. I see him slowing down eventually, and then being susceptible to the submission. So split decision if he doesn't get the submission, but I see a submission in the third. But there's a 50-50 chance of a split decision win or a submission win for Daniello Marquez. Sleeper.
All right. Now, Don McGuire says jiu-jitsu alone can't win a fight. So there's that.
Yes, that's true.
And then Rodriguez has been working the knee on takedown drills. So I'm not going to. I don't want to bet against Slow Mike because, again, I think a good, well-timed knee to the fucking face, that might nullify anybody's what they thought they were going to do, any game plan that they thought they were going to employ. Fucking a knee will fucking change your whole. Hell, it'll change the way you look, right? So I'm getting Slow Mike, devastating knee, if all of that is to be assumed. But again, I think Slow Mike is a dark horse for his division in terms of prowess. Like, he's one of the most complete fighters, whatever, and deceivingly strong, deceivingly fast, despite what his slow moniker will tell you. So again, I can't. I know well against, and even that last one that he lost and whatever, I didn't pick against Slow Mike then. I didn't, and I'm not going to do it now. So Slow Mike all day. I mean, put that shit on pause, put that shit on repeat, and it's Slow Mike all day.
I can dig it, man. I would like Slow Mike to win. One, he's American. The Brazilians will always pick a Brazilian, but at the same time, I fear the Brazilians' jiu-jitsu / grappling. It's gonna suffice in this one. So we'll see.
I mean, if you wanted Americans to pick against, well, you sure as hell got your wish, Rudu, because we got Clay the Carpenter Guida up against Michael Johnson. And holy hell. Like, I mean, forgive me, Michael Johnson. Damn near 50 fights to your credit, right? Your nickname is the Menace, right? The Menace versus the Carpenter. Your Tapology shows you knocking out that albino dude from the Ultimate Fighter that didn't go anywhere. Damn, I forgot that dude's name.
Yeah, I remember that guy. I forget his name
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Let's look for
The
his
al-
name. Let's look for his
the
name.
al- the
What's his name?
albino gentleman is what I'm
Yeah,
going with.
yeah. From the
Um,
Ultimate Fighter.
yeah, I want to say it's like Jordan something. No, it's not
What's his
Jordan.
name?
It's
No, it's not.
Jesus. Where
What's the
is
fella's name?
I
What's
have?
his name?
It's
Yeah,
not Chris
Jonathan
Arms.
Brookins.
Brookins.
Jonathan
Yes.
Brookins. hmm
Yeah,
hmm
Brookins. Jonathan Brookins is to the Ultimate Fighter what I don't know, the fucking there was this guy on the revamped version of Tough Enough, right? He was big and he was supposed to be the wolf and everything, and he fucking didn't go anywhere. And that's what Jonathan Brookins means to me in terms of Ultimate Fighter, you know, alum. But Michael Johnson versus Clay the Carpenter Guida. Clay Guida is essentially a lifer at this point, signing a new deal with the UFC a couple fights ago. But he's going up against Michael Johnson. Thank you. He's going up against Michael Johnson, and these are two guys that have been in there with some of the greats, but they're both a footnote in history. Both a footnote in history.
hmm
I mean, I
hmm
remember being at UFC 199 and looking at
hmm
Clay Guida's, opponent for that night, and it was a young, bald Brian Ortega, right? And oh no, and it wasn't even bald. He had weird cornrows. He had cornrows, and I was just like, no,
Yes.
not that guy. Now, I couldn't have been more wrong. Brian Ortega is a good brother, but and then Mike Johnson again, he's been in there with some of the greats. It's just a footnote in history. So, what say you, Vooter?
hmm hmm First of all, I want to give a shout out to Clay Guida. This man dedicated his entire existence to mixed martial art. The man doesn't even have an apartment. He lives in his mobile home by choice, not because he's broke. You know what I mean? He's got enough money to rent an apartment, but he's like, nah. I want to travel. I want to travel the country and train with the best fighters in the world. Shout out to him for doing that. You know what I mean? But the fact remains that he's been fighting for a very long time. He's been in it. He started in the Illinois regional circuit, and he's been in this since 2003. 2003, and he's still here. Not only is he still here, he's he's been putting it down. He was in what do you call it? King of the Cage, Extreme Cage Combat. He's been everywhere. He's been in Strike Force. He's been in Shuto. You know what I mean? He's been in WEC. I mean, this man is a journeyman. He is a student of the game. He joined the UFC back in 2007. No, I take that back. Yeah, 2006. He joined the UFC back in 2006. Respect to the dude, man. Respect to the dude. One thing that you can understand is Clay Guida's bringing it. He's gonna bring it. He's gonna bring it. Remember that one time he had suffered a cut, I believe, from Diego Sanchez, and he let
Sanchez,
off that
yes.
one bird like.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this
Hashtag
dude
never
is
forget.
crazy. One thing we know about Diego Sanchez, yeah, one thing we know about Diego Sanchez is that he keeps going, and this dude stayed with him, the entire match. It was a split decision loss to Clay Guida, but I don't think they had the fight of the night back then. 50-50 G's wasn't on back then, but guaranteed that night they stole the show. But now he's in there and he's going up against Michael Johnson, another veteran of the sport who's been in the game for quite some time. Michael Johnson. One thing that we know about this dude, he's a former Black Zillion, and I don't know. I don't know who he's working with now, but I'm sure. Let me see who's he. Sanford MMA.
Yeah, Henry
He's out
Hoof.
there. Yeah, Henry Hoof.
Henry
He's
Hoof.
out there in
That's
Florida.
the Blackzilians.
Yeah, he's out there in Florida. He's had back-to-back losses. You know what I mean? He's had back-to-back losses in his most recent career. 2012 back-to-back, 2015 back-to-back. Benil Dariush and Nate Diaz back then. He came back and beat Dustin Poirier, and then he ran into Khabib, young Khabib. He lost to Khabib, Justin Poirier. Justin Gaethje, Darren Elkins. 3 in a row. But then he say because he's such an exciting fighter, there wasn't any kicking him out of the UFC. You know, he was in there. He beat Andre Fili. He beat Artem Lobov, and then he lost back to back again. Josh Emmett, Stevie Ray, Thiago Moises. You know what I mean? 3 in a row, and he's still here. Why? Because this is the kind of fighter that the UFC are looking for. Someone who's gonna, leave everything in the ring. Now we've got 2 dogs, as Justin Parker would say, 2 dogs in the cage, and they're gonna put on a show. Now, understand these 2 cats, the level of experience. Understand that takedowns are gonna be very minimum in this particular match. Takedowns are gonna be minimum. It's gonna be these. It's gonna be these. And even though I would like to see Clay Guida win, I don't think he's going to be able to win because of Michael Johnson's power. That power is going to keep him back. It's going to keep him back, and well, I'm hoping that Johnson initiates. It's my dog pulling on my cord. But I'm hoping that Johnson is able to initiate his distance and use that jab to keep him back. You know what I mean? Power 2 whenever opportunity arises. But I think Michael Johnson can pull this one off. He can pull this one off. Just based on his boxing alone, he can pull this one off. Clay Guida is not known for his kicks. He's not known for his boxing, but he is known for his cardio. So if Clay Guida can push him and pressure him, you know what I mean, then Clay Guida can win by unanimous decision or possibly submission in the 3rd round. But I see Michael Johnson winning this one, though. I'm picking Michael Johnson to win this one.
Well, you and Don McGuire are 2 in 1 accord because he says my homie Michael Johnson, because we're fam, and Johnson is from my hometown, Springfield, and Springfield Fight Club, and Clay has been hit too many times in the head. Guida just needs to retire, is what he said. So
yeah, you have a point.
I mean, yeah, 100%. So I'm gonna go with you guys, Michael Johnson all the way. And yeah, I mean, I hope whichever way it goes, both of them kind of retire after this, because it's like, yes, if you can still fight, that's awesome. But are they any closer to a title shot? Are they closer to being Connor and making money outside of the cage? No, right? So just the CTE and everything like that, for the betterment of themselves going further away from fighting, like, I want this to be it from both of these 2. They don't have Michael Johnson doesn't have anything to prove to me. Clay Guida doesn't have anything to prove to me, and I hope this kind of ushers them into the next phase of their lives.
Yeah, this is another reason why, as new fighters, you know what I mean, have another avenue of making an income, because when the time comes and you have to hang up those gloves and put these up on the shelf, then you can just transition into your next avenue, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? I can't say it anymore, man. I can't say it anymore. Just like Dana White has said, fighting is not a job. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. And there's some validity to that. Yes, some people like Clay Guida and Michael Johnson, they've longevity. They've been able to make it a career. I mean, 2003, we're in 2021. 2003 to 2021. You know what I'm saying? It's almost 2 decades. So that's quite impressive. But at the same time, once the fight game is over, what are you gonna do next? How you gonna eat? You know what I mean? So have another avenue, another income on the side, and Miles Jury, man, Miles Jury, he's an example of what to do. Conor McGregor, hate him or not, he's an example of what to do. So learn from these people. Also, what's that? The guy from he went 25 minutes with Khabib. He's not a shoe salesman. The insurance salesman.
Oh,
like that.
Quinta. He's a real estate, real estate guy. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? You gotta have another avenue, man, because fighting is not promised. You can get in the cage and then get your life turned off in such a way that the brain doesn't work the same anymore. You know what I mean? Well, to take shots. But
Yeah,
you could get an office job. So something. Just be ready, man. Be ready. You know what I mean? Stay in school. If you're young,
yeah,
stay in school. Build some skill, backup skill, and be ready for when that time comes. You know what I mean? It comes for everyone. Time comes
yeah.
for everyone. So be ready.
Hmm.
Be ready to make that transition, that jump. Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight
And
up.
he's saying, well said. Absolutely. And James Krause is a great example. Another great example is none other than former UFC heavyweight interim champion Shane Carwin. Shane Carwin never gave up his job as being an industrial engineer. You know, that is somebody. Look at Julia Avila is another one, right? Her and her husband are again industrial engineers, right? They went to school. They don't necessarily need fighting. She does it because she loves it, right?
Hmm.
Cody,
Hmm.
her husband, same thing, great guy, and fortunate enough that
Hmm.
I was there for Cody's Shumati's first day of jiu-jitsu, and now he's gone on to
Hmm.
become her coach and everything like that. There's something, you know.
Hmm.
So fighting isn't everything, and I know this is something that your coach is probably going to say no, it needs to be, because again, the coach needs to be that. He needs you to be all in.
Hmm.
And nothing wrong with any
Hmm.
coaches or anything like that, but that is their business, right? But their business isn't to
Hmm.
take care of you in your twilight years, you know? So that's it, you know? And there are awesome examples of coaches that will tell you, hey, enough is enough, or what have you, right? But
Hmm.
then there are
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
aren't. And you know, so
Hmm.
you not the promotion, not the coaches, not whatever, you have to look out for you in your best interest. I want to see, you know, this $50,000, just like that guy in the NFL, right? He said he wanted his $33 million contract, half of
Hmm.
it in Bitcoin. Well, I want a fighter to be like, yo, that 50,000, cool, get me one Bitcoin. Like, that's it. Like, that's what I want to see.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know, the
Hmm.
people that say, hey, you know, cool, $50,000, whatever, but Rogan, can I get on your show? That's it. You know? Now, don't do
Hmm.
like what's his it, Volkanovski did, and just get on Rogan, the biggest platform that I believe that there is across the board, right? And you just for 2 hours send me to sleep. Good Lord. Don't do that. But if you've got a story to tell, that's where you do it, you know? And that is more than $50,000. You can spend
That's
$50,000.
right.
You being on one of these podcasts, it's immortal.
Hmm.
You will become immortal.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's it. Yep. Even the
Sorry
dog
about
agrees with
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yes. No. Don't. My dog has been. He shit in the corner and he fucking shoot up my deal. Your dog agrees with me, so let's switch. You know, so you can run my pug up a damn fucking hill. You know, so I'm just saying, Voodoo Maximus is the consummate professional, a professional athlete. I mean, he was some of the stuff that you put on Instagram, you know, top level. In your 40s, you're doing fucking kicks that like I cannot do. I cannot do. So Voodoo Maximus, you're a treasure to this community. You're a treasure to good health. You are a constant provocateur of the fact that black don't crack. So shout out to Voodoo Maximus. That's what I'm saying.
Thank
Voodoo
you, sir.
Maximus
Thank
all
you
day,
very much.
all day, every day. That's my pick. Fuck all this shit. Voodoo Maximus for everything. You want to know where my politics are? Voodoo Maximus. You want to know my religion? That's Voodoo Maximus. You know my best friend? Voodoo Maximus. Voodoo Maximus on everything. So I'm just saying. Just saying. I got a friend in Voodoo. Damn right. Now,
Oh my goodness.
now
That
here's
was
the deal.
dope. Thank you for that one. That was awesome.
It is. It's not hyperbole. This is it. This is it. And I'm honored every week to share space with you, Voodoo, because this is probably some of the most fun that I've ever had, and you have been brought some of the most insight. You know, I've never been in the cage. All right, I'm a shit white belt in jiu-jitsu, but Voodoo, I'm a little bit better than that. So thank you, Voodoo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It is my honor to share this platform with you, brother.
Pro Crush, 100%. And you get some of that too, Don McGuire. So don't get it twisted. I'm just saying, right? So, but speaking of friends, right? Because we've got a friend here in one Mr. Benil Dariush, and he's going up against Diego Fiera. And Fiera is one of our favorite fighters that we've, since doing the show, he has shown out the times that he's entered the octagon. This Okay, you said this is you called a couple fights of the night. This one here, holy shit! How is this not a fight of the night contender here?
Most definitely. I am not arguing that fact right there at all, because when you look at what we've presented before us, we are privileged and honored to have these two warriors enter the octagon, because this is a rubber match. This is a rubber match. In the first outing, we had Benny Dariush. He was able to handle his business and win the very first match between the two. And what a battle! What a battle! I've gone back and I've watched this match, and wow, I mean, the skill level, the throwing caution to win, and just putting it all out on the table. Benny Dariush is known for this, kill or be killed like the Diaz brothers. I really appreciate the young man for sacrificing himself, and he was just recently honored with a comeback of the year award. You know what I mean? So not only is he proving himself to be the man, he is being recognized by his employer. His employer, the UFC, is letting him know, hey Benny, we see you, man. We see you. Keep up the good work. And he's currently on a 5-5 win streak, by the way. And then now, yes, 5-5 win streak, baby. And then now Diego Fiera is back in his path. And understand that Benny Dariush, he's intending on running right through the Brazilian. The Brazilian is a very, very skilled individual. Very, very skilled. 17 wins and 2 losses. Now, let's see who he's lost to and how he's lost. He started off his career in 2011, okay? He ran through folks, many, many folks. Too many names to mention, until he ran into none other than Benil Dariush back in 2014. Benil won by unanimous decision. Understand that these two fellas are both black belts. Both black belts in jiu-jitsu. Both black belts in jiu-jitsu. So, and there isn't going to be any submission here. There might be takedowns. There might be extreme technical ground fighting. Understand, if it goes to the ground, it's going to be high level, what do you call that? Combat jiu-jitsu. It's going to be high level combat jiu-jitsu. Some of the best jiu-jitsu you've ever seen. That's what it's going to be. But then when it goes back on the feet, where Benny Dariush will prefer it to be, where he's got the advantage in the striking, because Benny Dariush has been working with the maestro, King's MMA zone. You know what I mean? So Benny Dariush down the street in what do you call that area? What do you call that area that he's in?
Orange County, right? That was Huntington Beach.
Orange County, that's the one. Down the street in Orange County, you're doing this thing. But then the second person, by the way, that Diego has lost to is none other than the current champion of the UFC, the current champ, uncrowned champ. I said he is the champ. Dustin Poirier. 2 fights lost in a row. And those are the only 2 people that he's lost to, Benny Dariush and the number 1 man on the planet at 155, Dustin Poirier. And he's been on a win streak since. He's beaten 1, 2, 3, 4. Anthony Pettis was his last victory, in which he choked the living daylight out of Anthony Pettis. That rear naked choke damn near took his life. He had to tap his way out of it. You can't sleep on Diego Fiera. You can't sleep on him. He is a dangerous man. Dangerous man with only 2 losses on his record. But unfortunately for him, he's already lost to Beneil Dariush. So he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder. We expect that. Beneil already expects that. He expects that. Kings MMA expects it. So they will be prepared. They will be prepared. And now let's look at, yes, Beneil has got 4 losses on his record. But don't let that deceive you. Don't let that deceive you. Let me tell you who he's lost to so you can understand the level. There's levels to this, like this, as I said. There's levels to this. The first person he lost to was someone named Ramsey Nijan. I remember this guy from Ultimate
yes.
Fighter. Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
I remember this guy from the yeah. Like I told you, man, it's kill or be kill. He was knocked out in the first round. I actually vaguely remember this knockout, and then he went on another win streak. One of the victims was Diego Fiera, right? And then he ran into Mike Chiesa. You know that guy. He doesn't fight, and I don't blame him. He doesn't want any CTE, so he was able to secure a rear naked choke back in 2016. And he's a big dude, man. He's a big man. Big dude. You know, he recently went up to 170. He's a big. Imagine that dude, that big giant dude. He's big for 170. Making weight at 155, and that's what happened. And then Edson Barboza. Edson Barboza. You know how deadly this guy is. He was able to land a flying knee. And the flying knee that he landed was secured. And only a few can land such a knee, such a flying knee. Only a few, such as a Barboza. Not many. This isn't for everyone. This is why he was able to land that on Beneil Dariush. I mean, you don't see such a knee coming, but he was able to land it because he is Edson Barboza, highlight reel. You know what I mean? And Alexander Hernandez. You know, the great Alexander the Great. So, you know, he lost to that guy, kill or be killed, first round knockout. But since then, he's taken everybody out. As you know, he's on a 5-5 win streak. Now, in this particular matchup, Beneil, not only is he one of ours, he got a win over Diego already. I can't go against that. So Beneil Dariush, again, in another war of the night. I'm not going to call it fight of the night. I'm going to call it a war of the night. And that's how this is going down. It's going to be a war, and it might just happen to be fight of the night. So watch out for Beneil Dariush versus Diego Fiera. Do not go anywhere because you don't want to miss this one.
No, I agree. Couldn't agree with you one or more than I do right now. And yep, this fight has me yoked, you know. And Don McGuire says I can't pick this one. I can't. Oh my God, it's good. It's so good, so good.
Yeah. He said I can't pick on this one. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough fight. But one thing we know is Beneil Dariush already has a key to this combination. Now, when he gets there in that octagon on Saturday, is it going to be a different lock? This we will have to see. But the previous lock, Beneil has already picked it. He's picked it with his little tool. So therefore, I think he can pick that lock again. We'll see.
We shall see. That's half the fun. But speaking of another fun fight, we have Cody the Starman Stamen, 19-3-1 against 11-1 Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy with the 2 first names. My goodness. But let's go. What are you feeling?
This one is very interesting because when I look at someone with 2 first names, it makes me think, what's going on here? Oscar, and then I look at his name. His nickname is AK-47. AK-47. You know what that means? He's bringing these hands and he's throwing them continuously. That's what an AK-47 does. You know what I mean? Hey, back in the hood, we call that the street sweeper. You know what I mean? The gangbangers would come through and just spray up the block. Straight up. Straight up. That's that. You know what I mean? Back in the 90s, the street sweeper, man, AK-47 took out the hood, and it took out lots of innocent folks with it. And that's just how it is with the street sweeper. And this man named himself after this weapon. Understand that he's coming, and he's coming to take heads off. Now let's look at how he wins. Knockout, 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 knockout. He gets knocked out too as an amateur, but knockout, 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 knockout. One unanimous decision, knockout. Unanimous decision, knockout, knockout. Two unanimous decision, knockout. Rear naked choke here, knockout, knockout. Understand that when you're dealing with this fella, he's coming to take your life. Askar, Askar. But then one thing that we do know about Mr. Cody Stamen is, he is a wrestler. He is a wrestler. When we have individuals who are very good at knocking folks out, what is the medicine? You know what I mean? What is the medicine for folks who are good at knocking folks out? Take them to the ground. Take them to the ground. So understand that as soon as possible, Cody Stamen is not going to risk his brain cells. He's not going to risk giving Mr. Askar an opportunity to knock him out. He's going to initiate that good old American wrestling immediately. Immediately. He's going to take him to the ground and do his best to keep him on the ground. That's what Cody Stamen is going to do. And I'm not mad at him for that. I mean, why risk your health? Why? Why risk your health when you can just initiate the takedown and do what you got to do? And it's going to be a boring fight. It's not going to be a fight of the night candidate. And remember, our job, Cody Stamen's job, is to get a W. I mean, he's coming from a Jimmy Rivera loss. How many losses does he have on his record anyway? He's lost to Lawrence DeJulio. He lost as an amateur once to Ryan Brethingham. And he's only got 2 losses really on his record. You know what I mean? And that last loss, recently, not only does he have 2 losses on his record, he recently lost his brother as well, right? So
Yes.
I don't think he's all there. Well, when he lost to Jimmy Rivera, I don't think he was all there. You know what I mean? I don't think he was all there. But his brother's been, has passed since 7/15/2020. So that time, you know what I mean? That 2020. So he's got some time to grieve. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that he wants to get back to his winning ways. His brother was a pebble in his route to being victorious. So now, he's had time to grieve. Now he's back, and I really believe that he's going to initiate that super wrestling, and that super wrestling is going to bring him to that victory in the split decision. That's what I feel is going to happen here. I don't see any knockout from Cody Stamen. Not much knockouts in his career. You know what I mean? He's lost by knockout, but he's got a knockout here. But what we see here is primarily unanimous decision win. He knows how to win. He knows how to win. Cody Stamen is one of those fellas that's learned to initiate free flow. And he knows how to initiate free flow, and he hasn't quite yet mastered it, but he knows how to access it to get the win. Now, what do we mean when we say free flow? Free flow are individuals who are able to utilize whatever tool necessary to win the match, right? Now, the really, really good guys are able to secure knockout victories with it and be exciting with it. You know what I mean? Like the Conor McGregor. He understands how to access free flow. He wasn't able to in his last match because in his mind he was hell bent on boxing Manny Pacquiao. So he approached. First of all, he announced that I'm thinking about fighting Manny Pacquiao, and what better than a match with Dustin Poirier, a southpaw, Manny Pacquiao, southpaw? What better than initiating a fight with Dustin Poirier and then moving on to Manny Pacquiao? So 80%, I am assuming that 80 to 90% of his camp was boxing related, right? And Dustin Poirier, he made the right bet. He made the right bet, and he put all his eggs in mixed martial art, while McGregor put all his eggs in boxing, and he paid dearly for that. And he came out recently, some 2 days ago or yesterday or something like that, and he dropped a lengthy Instagram post saying, "I deserve to be kicked." because what I just said. I was boxing heavy. He was boxing heavy, and he was flat-footed because of it, and he paid dearly for it. And I'm sure McGregor will be back to handle his business, but McGregor is not the topic right now. Cody Stamen is the topic, and I believe the Spartan is going to win this one by split decision simply because he is able to access free flow, which is going to be heavy on the wrestling. You know what I mean? I mean, he can stand. He'll stand. But the wrestling is going to be the key to victory here. Just like the leg kick was the key to victory for Dustin Poirier. So wrestling is going to be the key to victory here. And the man's a very, very good wrestler. And he'll do what he has to do to win. It's all about winning right now.
Yeah. Now, Don McGuire has a counterpoint. He said that Oscar second round, because he had that unorthodox uppercut. And I
Yes,
mean,
that's
nothing
true.
against Cody Stamen. Obviously, he had the passing of his brother. That was a horrible, horrible tragedy to befall the Stamen family. But
Mm-hmm,
here we
mm-hmm.
go. Cody Stamen has a win over Tyrion Ware. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's true.
going with
That's true.
I'm going with Oscar because again, that's the homie. So again, anybody that Tom Duquesnoy or whatever. Yep, I hope he loses too, and whatever. Like anybody that beat Tyrion, I'm not picking. I'm picking again. So nothing against you personally. You're a great dude by all accounts. By Tyrion himself, Tyrion's coach Ian Harris and everything. But again, you beat my dude, so I'm going with Oscar.
That's understandable.
That's it. Home team always, home team always. Like what I don't care. Bet the house, whatever. Somebody told me to bet on you voodoo. That ain't happening. I mean, I don't think that's a smart bet because you win every time. Even you want to go Chinese checkers? That's it. We're good. Voodoo. That's my pick all time, all time. So I'm just saying. So I'm going with Oscar. Not that I disagree with you, Voodoo. It's just you beat Tyrion. So
No,
I'm
I
going.
understand. I understand. I forgot
So
about that actually.
yeah. Oh, hashtag never forget, man. I never forget. That's it. Salty crew all day. You know. So but we have another exciting matchup. We have 22-5 Brazil's own Alexandre Pantoja, and he's going up against Portugal's Manel Cape. And buddy, this one is gonna be fantastic. I mean, Starboy versus what is Mister Pantoja's? He's got a cool nickname too.
The
Yep,
cannibal.
the cannibal. Yeah. Oh, come on. Starboy versus the cannibal. Let's go. Let's go. But Alexandre's got 22-5 record, ranked number 6 flyweight in the world against the bantamweight, 82 ranked bantamweight in the world, Manel Cape, who's with a 15-4 record in the bantam, and he is normally a bantamweight, but this fight happening at flyweight, so 10 pounds under Cape's normal. So,
Hmm.
Voodoo Maximus, what you got?
Well, 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 well. What do we have here? We've got Starboy. Starboy. Where is Starboy from anyway? Starboy, Portugal. Yeah,
Portugal.
Portuguese, huh? Ah, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Look at his neck. Jesus. Huge neck he's got there in his profile picture. But I'm not very familiar with him. So I do what any smart individual would do, and I go back to the beginning. Well, look at his beginning. His beginning goes back to 2012. His first loss came at knockout champion. Suk he lost to somebody. And then he was back on the win streak until he arrives at Reason. He lost to Kyoji Hurtaguchi. As you know, Kyoji Hurtaguchi is one bad dude. He's the current champ right now at Rising, So
Yep.
back in 2017, he lost to him. He lost by head and arm choke. So He's susceptible to submissions. He lost to right after that. He lost to Kai Asakura, split decision. He lost to two Japanese back to back, and then he beat another Japanese, Nakamura, and then he lost to Sasaki. And then he went back on another win streak, beat a few Japanese, and now he's in the UFC. Now he's in the UFC, and he's fighting Alexandre Pantoja. Pantoja, we know him to be a cannibal, and when a man names himself cannibal, I mean he's coming to maul you like Khabib does. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's coming to maul you, and even though he's got a couple of losses on his record, but let's look at the people that he's lost to. He's lost some significant folks. He starts his career looking pretty good, A loss here, a loss there, nothing too intense. But he's got way more wins than he's got losses. His first, UFC loss was to Hiromasa Oigukubo, a Japanese fella. You know what I mean? He won a 2-5 win streak. Then he lost to Dustin Ortiz, unanimous decision. This is on a Miocic Ngannou card, and then he beat Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno is like the number one contender right now. He beat that guy. He beat Oruka Sasaki, rear naked choke. I believe that's the dude from his past. Wilson Price, that guy that trains with the guy that does the footwork, the commentator, the footwork. What's the guy's name?
Oh, Dominic Cruz.
Yeah. That
Dominic
guy trains
Cruz.
with Dominic Cruz. Yep. So he beat that guy, knockout. But then he ran into Davison Figueiredo. He went the distance with Davison Figueiredo.
Wow.
On the Holloway versus Edgar card. He went the distance with him. So that tells you, if he's going the distance with the current champ, this guy's really good. You know what I mean? And he came back and beat Matt Chanel, overhand right. You know what I mean? Then he lost to Askar Askarov, unanimous decision. He got out wrestled pretty much. But now he's facing this Portuguese fella. Based on his record and the people that he's faced, Alexander, the cannibal, Pantoja is my pick to win this one. He's going to super wrestle and jiu-jitsu his opponent to oblivion. And I see him getting a submission no later than the third round. No later than the third round. I see it in the second, but I'll give Manuel Cape the benefit of the doubt. I see him getting submitted in the third. And I see it in the second, but I respect, I'll put it in the third. So that's how that's going to go.
No, I like it. But here's the thing about Manel that to me stand out, right? And these are 3 fights all in the Risen promotion, right? He has a win over Uncle Creepy Ian McCall, and shout out to Ian McCall for all the work that you're doing for CTE and everything as related to in cordyceps and psilocybin mushrooms and the whole deal. So shout out to you. You're the real MVP for helping not just fighters but veterans and everything get over their traumatic brain injuries. So shout out to Ian McCall. But that happened in Risen right back in 2017, and then the next fight was Koji Horiguchi. Right, one of my all-time favorite fighters of all time. Yes, that was a loss, but again, you know where you stand with the pinnacle of competition, right? And then again, you've got a win over Takeya Mizugaki. Again, a UFC all-time great. Unfortunately, he never assumed the level of a title win. But I mean, don't get it twisted. Even still, to this day in 2021, he is still a dangerous force. So that's where I'm going with Manel. And this, obviously we see what a win can do for certain countries, right? In China, you have Zhang Weili, right? Basically as the queen of the women's flyweight division, opening up a whole new ground in China, right? Brazil, when the crazies hit, like all of these, hell, here in the U.S., right? When Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz and Randy Couture and Dan Severn, right? Like what one person can do to break it open for an entire country. GSP in Quebec, right? In Canada, but Montreal, right? So to me, I want Mandel because not only does he have the wins over three names that in my book are some of
Mm-hmm.
my favorite fighters of all time, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But what that could do for Portugal's MMA scene, that'd be huge. That would be huge,
Mm-hmm.
and especially a win over Pantoja. And again, Pantoja is exactly as great as you just summarized. He's that
Mm-hmm.
great, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just
Mm-hmm.
want to see that I don't know the people of Portugal, the Portuguese man of war, Aldo Montoya. Never
Mm-hmm.
mind, he's not all Brazilian. I mean, Portuguese, but yeah, I digress. So I'm picking up
Mm-hmm.
Manel for I want to say
Mm-hmm.
split decision.
If Manel is able to pull off this victory, understand that Cristiano Ronaldo will be on the scene and bring that much. This dude has like 100 million followers on Instagram and everywhere. He's got millions and billions of followers. You know what I'm saying? So if this young man is able to secure this victory, even though he's number 82 in the bantamweight division, number 82 facing number 6, if he's able to secure this victory, this could potentially change his life with one tweet from Cristiano Ronaldo. One tweet could change this young man's life. One tweet. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine if just 5% of the Twitter followers or whatever Instagram followers of Cristiano Ronaldo, just 5%. You know what I mean? Understand that he could really, 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 really put Portugal on the map. So there's a huge pressure on him on his shoulders right now, and I wish him luck. I wish him luck, but he is going in there against a cannibal. So I mean, people win the lottery all the time. So he may very well win the lottery. I'm not gonna count him out for winning the lottery, but it's gonna be a tough one for him.
Yeah, yeah. Now, in other news, Habib said that he may come back to face GSP. I'm not with it. I'm totally not
No.
with it. I don't want anybody to come back. Habib, stay retired. GSP, stay retired. Like, again, this is where the sport should have essentially gone, not to say to gone on without you, but to establish himself away from you, right? In the year, wait, how long has it been since Fight Island and Habib retiring, right? There should have been so many stars that weren't climbing down the Fight Island bubble and whatever, to essentially assume the mantle in place of Khabib. We had Connor and Poirier, right? That assumes the mantle. So I I don't want it. I don't want it. And again, I don't want either men who are fathers to incur any more head trauma
True.
that they, so they're lucky that
True.
they came away unscathed. But then also, you know, uh, GSP thinks he got abducted by aliens, so
So
that could be a sign of CTE. So you don't know, So I'm not with it. Anybody who's retired, stay retired. No more comeback backs. I'm good. I'm good. Like I'll pay cameos for you to be like, hey, this is Rita in the Woods. Bam, whatever. I'll pay you that $50. Stay retired.
hey, look, since you brought up the idea of Khabib, you know what I mean? If Khabib is a true gangster that he claims to be, if he is the true gangster that he claims to be, the Russian gangster, the Dagestani gangster, he once told Tony Ferguson, he said, "You're no gangster. You're no gangster. You're not allowed to fight in the streets of America. You're not allowed to fight. I am a real gangster. If you are the gangster that you claim to be, the true gangster that you claim to be, when that young man did what he did, the Dan the Hangman Hooker, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what other replica of GSP is there? GSP's long gone. What other possible substitute? The modern day GSP, GSP 3.0. You know what I'm saying? What other possible fighter? You know what I mean? That has the makings of a GSP. than the young man. What is his name again? I forget his name. He just knocked out Dan the Hangman Hooker. Chandler, Michael
Oh,
Chandler.
Chandler.
Yeah,
Michael Chandler.
What other? Come on, man. The way Chandler called him out, Khabib, I'm coming for you. That is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. When a man looks in a camera like this and he calls your name, Khabib, and he called you out, and you're hiding in Dagestan or wherever, taking pictures with Will Smith. Hey, man, I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear no GSP match. That's a match we already know you could win. Step up and represent the UFC. You know what I'm saying? You're the number one in the UFC, right? Well, the number one from Bellator is here. The number one from Bellator is here. Patricia Pitbull, yeah, whatever. I'm not interested. Yeah, he got lucky and he knocked out Chandler. He got lucky. Yeah, I said it. Patricia, you got lucky. It's luck. Chandler's the man. Chandler's the real champ. Chandler's the real champ representing Bellator. I said it. It is what it is. Chandler's the man. I got to give it to him. Because he came to the biggest stage of them all and he performed. See, if Khabib was the gangster they claimed to be, he would have showed up. He would have come right back. He would have gone on the internet and said, hey, Michael Chandler, you say you are the best. You say you want some of me. I'm true gangster. I say I'm gangster. I'm true gangster. I come back and I smash you. But since you didn't say that, you know what I mean? I want to hear it. Stay gone. I mean, it's not like you're exciting anyway. You don't sell pay-per-views. So nobody misses you, man. The only reason that your pay-per-view is the highest one is because of Conor McGregor. Let's be honest with ourselves. Yeah, Irish, 6 million. Russian, 125 million. That's true. But you're still not selling more pay-per-view than Conor McGregor by yourself. Period. Without until you fought Conor McGregor, you weren't making millions. It's a fact. Let's look at the numbers. Hey, man, look, I'm not dissing Khabib. Look at the numbers and see if I'm right, if I'm wrong. Then send us a message. Voodoo in the Woods. Send us a message if I'm wrong. And I will apologize to Khabib. But I ain't wrong. It's a fact. Facts. It is what it is. Facts. To be a gangster shows up from Bellator and he's like, I'm running all over you fools over here in the UFC. I belong here in the UFC. What happened? Hey, Dustin Poirier was like, hey, I don't want no problem. Hey, Charles Oliveira, why don't you step in there and see what's up with this cat? Charles was like, oh, hell no. I don't want none of that. You crazy if you think I'm going to get in the cage with that dude. He said, Justin, I thought me Charles Oliveira was on this. I'm like, hey, Justin, what you doing? I thought it was me and you for the title. You going to leave me hanging? You going to leave me to this murderer? This killer? Khabib, I'm coming for you. You're going to leave me to fight this guy? You're crazy. I don't want none of that. Justin Gaethje. Crickets. Yeah. The most dangerous man. Hey, man, Chandler already called out Gaethje. He said, I'll see you for that title. The most violent man in the sport. What's happening? He said, what's happening? He threw up his set. Gangster. What's happening? Chandler gang. Threw up the Chandler at him. Justin Gaethje. Nothing. Nobody won none of them. Hey, I don't blame them. The man is terrifying. He's a force to be reckoned with. When you get in a cage with this guy, understand that your life is going to be different. Hey, I love Dan the Hangman Hooker. Go ask Dan the Hangman Hooker what's happening. Go ask him. Yeah. Go ask him. Hey, man. Hey, look. Yes, Dustin Poirier deserves a title. But there's a new man in town. And he's ready for a title shot. And he does not mind fighting anybody else to get that title shot. He's already said it. Hey, look, man, I'm on my way up. It does not matter. Put whoever in front of me. I'm going to run right through them, and I want that title. He's willing to fight whoever to get to that title. He is the only man in the UFC lightweight division right now that does not mind fighting anybody to get to that title. Right? When a gangster that Khabib claims to be, when you see something like that, you got to come back and let these fools know that you're the one running the show. And that's why you left. What? I haven't been you yet? Okay. I'll be back. That's what a true gangster does. You know what I mean? In the essence of the word gangster. Where I come from, when you call yourself a gangster, you make it happen like a true gangster. Ask anybody from LA. LA knows. Hey, shout out to LA. LA knows what's up. You know what I mean? You call somebody out in LA, they're coming after you, homie. Coming after you with the street sweeper. It is what it is. That's what gangsters do, Khabib. Gangsters. That's what you want to be a gangster, Khabib? That's what gangsters do. And Mike Chandler came through with his AK, and he's knocking suckers out. And he's like, what's happening? Let's go. What's good? Who wants some? Nobody want none. And I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at Dustin Poirier for like, hey. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at it. I can understand. Hey, I don't want no part of that dude either. I'll be like, hey, would you like a drink? What would you like to drink? Would
you want
like
some hot sauce?
Would you
I got
like
some hot sauce.
I got free hot sauce for life. Free hot sauce for life. Hey, I can understand. Mike Chandler is a I don't want to call the man a beast. I don't like that term. Because he is no beast. He's a human being. You know what I mean? He's a hardworking human being. He works really hard. Yeah. You know what I mean? Follow him on Instagram. Watch his videos and understand that he's a hard worker. He's earned every bit of what he's got to today. He's earned it. Yeah. And if you want to disagree with that, step into the cage with the man, and he'll show you what's happening. It is what it is. Yeah. Patricia Pitbull, you claim to be the greatest? Come to the UFC. Come to the greatest stage. Come deal with this pressure. Come deal with this UFC pressure. Let's go. Yeah. Let's see what's up. You claim to be the best, right? Come on, man. Come to this millions and millions of viewers. Come to us. Come show us what you really got. Because I believe you've got true pressure. Worldwide pressure. You might have a United States pressure, but not a worldwide pressure like the UFC brings. So let's come see what you got. Come to the UFC. Come to the UFC. Mike Chandler's waiting for you. And by the time you get here, I predict Mike Chandler's going to be holding that belt, chilling like this. What's up? King of the UFC. This is my prediction. Hey, it is what it is. We will see. But as far as gangsters are concerned, Mr. Don McGuire, Khabib ain't no gangster. He claims to be a gangster. It is what it is. And the fact that he associates himself with Ali Abdulaziz makes me come at him even harder. I like Khabib, but the fact that he hangs out with suckers, yeah, I gotta come at him like I'm coming at him. Sorry, I'm
just saying. Yeah, and Don McGuire says, "Yep, Chandler knocked out Pitbull already. Dynamite too. That's what's what, you know." And yeah, I'm just saying, Chandler is a bad fucking man. And again, I mean, it's not Poirier's hot sauce, but I got some Fiji fire. That's Fiji fire. That's what my people look like. Fucking grass skirts. And you want to talk about cannibals, Pentoa? That's fucking cannibals. You can read up on Fijians. I'm just saying, you know. But what I will be saying is we are at the co-main event of the evening. We have former UFC champion Frankie the Answer Edgar, and he's going up against, guess what? Brendan Schaub's fucking boy, Corey Sanhagen. And guess what? Brendan Schaub, you know, and the Voodoo says 100%. I'm 100% AKA. So shout out. But here we go. We got Frankie Edgar and Corey Sandhagen, right? Now remember, Brandon Schaub is the one who fucking did it. Takeshi 6ix9ine. He fucking went ahead and was the rat that ended up being the fall of crack streams, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, all about fighter pay and everything like that. But guess what? Here's the reality of the situation as it relates to the UFC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reebok deal, ESPN deal. Did the fighters get paid any more? Not named Conor McGregor. Yeah? Am I lying? Am I lying?
Nope. Nope.
Okay, right? So the narrative of buying a UFC pay-per-view or what have you, basically putting more money in the pockets of the fighter, again, that is a narrative that has been blown to all fucking hell. That is not. Now, if you want to fucking support a King of the Cage, a lights out extreme fighting, a regional promotion, amateur or pro, in your neck of the woods, do that, right? If you want to support a UFC fighter that is currently fighting in the UFC, check out their Instagram. See if they got a link tree, if they got a YouTube page, if they have some merch out, if they're like Al Iaquinta fucking selling insurance, Miles Jury fucking financial advice as well as real estate, all of that shit. Support them there. But again, for a place that isn't a career, it's an opportunity. But if you fucking go MacGyver your ass down a fucking wall in their fucking bubble, bye bye opportunity, bye bye, right? If you fucking quit on a stool, right? Bye bye opportunity, right? If you talk shit to the major domo of the UFC and Dana White, bye bye opportunity, right? Right? Because remember, Chael Sonnen isn't a UFC hire, right? He's an ESPN hire. He's a Bellator hire, right? Do you think that Dana White loves Chael coming into UFC fucking pay-per-views and events, knowing that he came right off of fucking Bellator, right? But Dana can't say shit. Can't say shit, right? So all I'm going to say, Don McGuire says Sandhagen all day. I'm going to refute you, good sir, because again, Sandhagen's relationship to Brendan Schaub. That's it. That's it. So I hope Frankie Edgar steps into that next title shot in a different division and rides out the fucking, the rest of the career as champ, and then fucking goes into another sunset. That's what I'm saying. So again, Voodoo, what you got? Sandhagen and Frankie Edgar. What we got?
Okay, out of respect, let's talk about Frankie Edgar first. Out of respect, because the man he's a former champ, you know what I mean? He's a repeating champ. He was able to win the belt several times. So, I gotta show some respect to Frankie Edgar. And even though I'm not I'm not very interested in them New Yorkers. Them New Yorkers. They got this arrogance about them that I'm not really I don't vibe well with their arrogance. But Frankie Edgar, even though he's one of those what do you call that, the Jersey Shore type fellas,
Yes.
Italian. Even though he's an Italian New Yorker, there's something about him that's respectable. Even though he's one of those Jersey Shore fellas, you know what I mean, the slick talking and I don't know how to put the whatever. You get my point. You know what I'm talking about. Whatever. But anyways, the man's been fighting since 2005. You know what I mean? He's been in ring combat, but he's been in UFC since 2007. The man is a company man. He's been in the UFC for 2007. This is 2021. Do the math. He's fought the best of the best. His first loss was to Gray Maynard. Questionable loss. You know what I mean? Questionable loss. Some people feel that Frankie did enough to win that fight. But anyways, the judges gave it to Gray Maynard unanimous. You know what I mean? But then Frankie Edgar, man, what an impressive fella. What an impressive fella. He was able to put together some wins, and then he ran in there against BJ Penn, the champ.
Mm-hmm.
And he dismantled BJ. His boxing was phenomenal. His footwork was phenomenal. That non-stop tear you up, take you down when I got to. You know what I mean? Putting together that free flow state, free flow. He was doing that way back then in 2010. You understand? So Frankie Edgar is a special individual. He beat BJ back to back, and then he faced. He's like, you know what? I want to take back that loss against Gray Maynard. I want to take back that loss, and then he beat Gray Maynard by split decision. It was very close, but then it wasn't satisfying enough. So he came back and knocked out Gray Maynard in the 4th round. Shout out to Gray Maynard. I really like Gray Maynard. Then he went in there. He lost his title to Benson Henderson. He went back in there, lost to Benson Henderson again. You know what I mean? So someone like Frank Edgar, you know what, man? Let's give him another shot. So they threw him right back in there. He fought in February, then 225, and then he went back in at 8-11 against Benson again. He lost against split decision, so it was official. He got in there. He went down to 145 and faced the champ, Jose Aldo. You know Jose, back in 2013, those leg kicks were on point. Jose was putting together that kickboxing and Muay Thai. He was putting them together real smooth back then. So Jose Aldo did what he does. And then he beat Charles Oliveira, beat BJ Penn for the 3rd time. That 3rd one that he beat BJ Penn was appalling. It was embarrassing. I felt really bad for BJ. You know what I mean? He was knocked out in the 3rd round. And Frankie Edgar usually don't knock people out, but he was able to finish. You know what I mean? But it was sad. Cub Swanson, your favorite Chad Mendes. I remember that Chad Mendes knockout in the 1st round. Wow, clipped him right in the chin. And then he went back in there against Jose Aldo again. You know what I mean? To get an opportunity at the title. And Jose Aldo does what he does best. He unanimous decision him again. He's been in there with Jeremy Steven. Unanimous decision. He's been in there against Yair Rodriguez, stopped him in the 2nd round, doctor stoppage. He lost to Brian Ortega in 2018. Went back in there against Cub Swanson, beat him for a 2nd time. Lost Max Holloway. You know Max. Bless Express, man. Chang Song Jung, knocked out. You know what I mean? And then recently against Pedro Munoz, he was able to split decision Pedro Munoz. But the problem that he's facing is Corey Sandhagen, a.k.a. the Sandman. Unfortunately, when you hang out with quote-unquote dookie sticks, like what's that talk's name again? Brandon
Schwab. Yeah.
Brandon Schwab, the ear cotton guy. When you hang around with people like that and you associate with people like that, it's very easy for Mr. Woods to see you in the light that he sees you. So unfortunately for Corey Sandhagen, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate that he was once affiliated with this fella, this tall fella, this useless fella. You know what I mean? But as an amateur, he lost once. Sandhagen has, and then he went on this crazy win streak until he ran into Jamal Emerson. Lost by unanimous decision. I didn't see that fight because it was a LFA 5, 2017. Back then, I wasn't really into LFA that much, but he's been in there with many fighters. Yuri Alcantara, Mario Bautista, John Lineker, Rafael Assunção. You know what I mean? He slipped up. He slipped up against Aljamain Sterling. He should have beaten Aljamain Sterling. You know what I mean? He lost by rear naked choke. Learned from his mistake. Came back against Marlon Moraes. Whip kick. The dragon whips his tail, as Bruce Lee would say. Clipped him in his scully. Finished him with hands. Now he's in there against Frankie Edgar. It's the young lion versus the old lion. Young lion versus the old lion. Even though Frankie Edgar still got what it takes to go in there and deal with these youngsters, I do not feel that Frankie Edgar has enough to beat Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen also has great movement. Also has great wrestling. Also has great jiu-jitsu. Now, coming into the game, one thing that Frankie Edgar does so well is mix his striking with his wrestling. But his kicking game is not that great. Corey Sandhagen is able to access free flow just a little bit much more. His kicking game, as you can see in his last match, that whip kick, it wasn't the prettiest of whip kick. I believe I can throw a better whip kick than that. But It's not about me. It's about Corey Sandhagen. He was able to do it at the highest level in the UFC. That's what matters. That's what matters against a former champ in Marlon Vera, Marlon Moraes. I'm sorry, Marlon Moraes. So it is what it is. Frankie Edgar, you've been a great champ. You've been a great representative of the sport. You've been a great representative, if not the best representative of New York fighters. I will say that. You are the greatest fighter to ever come out of New York. You represent New York like a true leader. I can't say anything for the other guys. Can't speak for the other guys. The guys on your team. You know what I mean? The guy looking for a fighter, the fat guy that beat GSP. I can't speak
Yes.
for those guys. I can't speak for those guys. But you, Frankie Edgar, you a stand-up gentleman. I will give you that. You a stand-up gentleman. I'll give you that. But in this particular matchup, I'm going with Corey Sandhagen to win this one.
All
Split
right.
decision. Split
All right.
decision out of respect to Frankie Edgar.
And, Don McGuire says Sanhagen all day, right? And just to be clear, he says that Gray Maynard is AKA just saying, and I think what Voodoo was trying to say, it's less about AKA as it is Habib's manager of Ali Abdulaziz.
Ali Abdulaziz.
Yes. So nothing against AKA. Nothing against AKA. I think Voodoo's gripe is Ali Abdulaziz. So just to kind of clarify, right? So no hate on any one particular gym. Managers,
Yeah.
that might be another deal.
Hey, let me tell
Especially
you
that
something.
one.
Let me tell you something else. Let me tell you something else. When Khabib is in there and he's mixing with the former champ, what's that name again? The former champ from
Which one?
AKA, the double champ.
Oh, Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, when those two are vibing, man, I love to watch that. I mean, that is genuine friendship between the two, genuine respect. They even though they talk smack nonstop, you can feel the genuine the genuine relationship that they have for each other, the love, the true love. So when they're talking smack, it's very funny. It's very funny, and it's quite easy for anyone to come from anywhere who don't know these two and see that these two really love each other. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. I want to see more of that from Khabib. I want to see more of that. Not behaving like Ali Abdulaziz, that disgusting fella, disgusting individual. Unfortunately, some of the greatest fighters on the planet are under this guy. Oh, that's the unfortunate part. Some of my favorite fighters are under this fella. You know what I mean? It disgusts me to have to say his name parallel to theirs. I just can't. I can't stand the dude. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. But unfortunately, this is who they feel is a good representative for them in business. So I guess he's good at business. I guess he is good because they are with him. He must be good at that. But as a human being, he sucks.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically speaking, again, what Conor McGregor was saying, it was horrible, some of the things that Conor McGregor said about Habib, but there were 70% of what he said was true. Except for you leave the racist shit and the wife in the towel shit. Conor McGregor was right. You look into Habib, it's not fun. Not fun at all. So I'm just saying. And Don McGuire says, I'm just messing with you, Vito. All in good fun, homie. And it brings out their passion, right? So there you go. I love it. But I'm actually going with the old dog, man. I mean, old
Okay.
dog and Frankie Edgar. I want another fucking title run of well, not so much a run, but I want Frankie to get this other title and ride off into the sunset. Do what essentially Gray Maynard couldn't do. I'm not to say that Gray Maynard was champion, but also what Clay Guida couldn't do. To be even in an advancing age, one of the greatest that the sport has to offer, one of the best that hell, Tom's River, New Jersey has had to offer. The fact that he opened up a UFC gym right there in Tom's River shows you, A, he's a company man through and through, right? But also he manages money well, right? So again, I would love another title to be sitting up at the UFC gym in Almers River, New Jersey, signifying that the owner, got two, not one, not two titles, right? And not one, but two defenses, lost it and regained it again. He did it again, so shout out, and again, Frankie Edgar is one of the greatest of all time. So I'm going to go with somebody that I knew. The first time that I heard about Frankie Edgar was like, I think it was like MTV True Life. I'm a Guido, and he was yelling at somebody on the fucking phone. Oh, what the fuck? Why isn't the limo here? Whatever the fuck. That was my first introduction to Frankie Edgar. So to it, my first introduction to Anthony Pettis, right, was the MTV, like, I'm with Andrew Jink or whatever, and he went around seeing how people lived, and it was right after, Anthony and Sergio Pettis' father had passed away and all that, whatever. So some of the greatest fighters of all time I learned of for the first time on MTV. So shout out to MTV where they've still played fucking music videos. So there you go, right? So obviously I picked an old dog, a grizzled young veteran in Frankie Edgar to win, right? But now we are at the main event of the evening. This is Alexander Volkov, former Bellator world champion, against arguably the greatest, this is not hyperbole, the greatest striker that has ever graced heavyweight, not just MMA, heavyweight combat sports, period. And Alistair Overeem, one of the most decorated veterans that this sport has to offer, transformed his body from a damn, 185er, maybe less than that, and has become Ubereem. Like, he is fucking huge, man. And he's figured it out. His family life is in order. His coaching is in order. And damn it, especially when Stipe ain't doing too much with the heavyweight title, because I believe, much like in boxing, right, the heavyweight title, where the heavyweight title is going and how much attention that the world gives the heavyweight title, well, that shows how business is for said sport. It's true in pro wrestling, it's true in boxing, it's true in MMA, as far as I'm concerned, right? So you've got two heavyweight champions, former Bellator world heavyweight champion against former Dream K1 champion, one of the most decorated fighters and one of the most gifted strikers that there is in Alistair Overeem. So I'm sorry, Voodoo, I'm going to take this one. I'm going Overeem all fucking day, son. And nothing against Volkov. He trains with a lot of my buddies at Black House. He trains under Kenny Johnson. He trains with Albert Morales, Blake Troop, all of them. Nothing against it. And they get fucking good training. But damn it, I want fucking Alistair again. Because Alistair has said exactly what he's going to do. He wins a fucking UFC title, he's gone. He's gone. And that's essentially what you want. And he's a good-looking dude. He can model still, right? He's a good look, and he's well articulate with the Dutch fucking accent. He can do commentary. I would love to see Alistair Overeem as fucking UFC's version of Shaq. Big ass elder statesman and fucking telling you what's what. I want fucking Alistair Overeem fucking podcast. I want Alistair Overeem everything. And with the caveat of not just former every other champion that he's ever won, but former UFC champion. That's what I want. I want Overeem to have the career that Fedor couldn't do. Whether it be promotional bias or whatever the fuck or whatever, I want Overeem to be that. So again, Overeem all day. Want him to knock out Volkov. Will that happen? I don't know, because Volkov's fucking wrestling is amazing, and that's what got him that fucking Bellator. I watched that live. Alexander Volkov is an amazing wrestler, and even more amazing wrestler, instilling the help of Black House MMA and Coach Kenny Johnson. But fucking Overeem all day. Finish him off the way that he finished Rockoff. Fucking liver kick, all that shit. Let's do that. That's it. Overeem. Overeem KO.
Okay, I also agree with your assessment of the matter, but this man Overeem, I'm going to take time from Volkov. Okay, if they had both 10 minutes, I am taking 9 minutes from Volkov and I'm giving it to Overeem because he deserves that kind of respect. Okay, Volkov can have 1 minute. It is what it is. No disrespect, Mr. Volkov. You know what I mean? But We're talking about the Demolition Man here. Started his
Mm-hmm.
career in 1999. Okay,
Yes.
his brother got him into the game. Valentine
Yes,
over,
Valentine.
yeah,
People
Valentine.
forget
So
Valentine was
yeah,
a
people,
badass.
you know what I mean. So back in 1999, he's been doing this thing for a very long time. A lot of these current UFC fighters weren't even born yet when he was doing this thing back in 1999. But anyways, let's look at the body of work. You know what I mean? He's been in Rings Japan, many wins. K1 Holland 2001, Ring Japan. He's been everywhere. Too Hot to Handle, huh? He's been in Pride. If you don't know Pride, go to Google or not Google, YouTube, and type in Pride and understand before UFC was anything, back when UFC was banned from America, Pride was running the game, and Overeem was there with his brother doing things. He's been in the game with everyone. Everyone that's someone he's fought. He's fought them all. He's been in there. He's been in there with Chuck Liddell, even though he lost Chuck Liddell. I believe they fought at 205. Yeah,
Yep.
Chuck Liddell, but he's been in there with Chuck Liddell. Imagine that. Imagine that. He's been in there with the very best in the world. He's been in K1. He's been in Glory. He's been in Strike Force. The list is just too long. Fabricio Verdum twice. Sergio Karatonov. Mauricio Hua. Former champ. I mean, geez. Antonio Rodrigo Noguera. Ricardo Arona. Paul Bonatello.
Bunatello,
Mark
yep.
Hunt, Mirko Krokop, Gary Goodrich,
Bada Hari.
Hari and Glory Kickboxing, James Thompson, the psychopath, Kazuyuki Fujita. Fujita was the man in Japan.
Yes.
When it comes to heavyweight, Fujita was doing things.
Tell him,
K1 Dynamite, come on, man. Brett Rogers, Todd Duffy, Fabricio again, Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
His first fight in the UFC was Brock Lesnar back in 2011. Antonio Silva. Yeah, he got clipped by Bigfoot. He also got clipped by Travis Brown. But Frank Mir, Ben Rothwell, Stefan Struve, Roy Nelson, Junior Dos Santos, whom he beat. Andrei Arlovsky, whom he knocked the fist knock out. Stipe Miocic beat him. Clipped him, you know what I mean? But Mark Hunt again, Fabricio again, whom he beat twice each. Francis Ngannou knocked the bejesus out of him. I mean, who else? I mean, Francis knocks everybody out with the exception of Stipe. But I guarantee you that beating Stipe took that day changed his life. Right now, he's not feeling the CTEs from it, but
change his
understand.
speech pattern. Change his speech pattern. Oh, you gotta have the bouncing ball and it's embedded. Yeah.
Hey, look, man. The laundry list is very, very long for Alistair Overeem. Now, when it comes to, I mean, he got his face exploded by Jairzinho Rosenstruck recently.
Turn him into Elvis.
Hey,
like a zombie Elvis.
He won 14 minutes. He won 14 minutes and 55 seconds of that fight. 14 minutes and 55 seconds, and he gets hit one time and his face explodes. He got right back up, but with an exploded face like that, the referee had to stop him. He beat Rosenstruck. Rosenstruck knocked him down, but he didn't knock him out. He exploded his lip, but he didn't finish him. So, referee has to do what, I mean, it was quite terrifying to see that lip the way it looked. But then by the following week, he was all healed up. The man is Wolverine.
He's Wolverine.
He is Wolverine. Wolverine. As you can see, that rhymes quite well. So now we have Alexander Volkanovski. I'm not going to go through his laundry list of fights. I'm sure they're quite impressive for whatever it's worth. It is
Volkov.
what it is. But Volkanovski. Yeah, it's the same thing to me. It's the same thing to me. I'm sorry, no disrespect, Mr. Volkov. I apologize. But when I mean, it's not my fault when you look at the accolades of Overeem compared to yours, even you have to bow down yourself. I mean, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna try and take his head off, but at the same time, the man's been doing this since 1999. 1999. He's been through like 5 different weight classes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shout out to Overeem, man. He's an impressive fella. He's an impressive human being. The fact that he's still doing what he does right now. I mean, when did Volkov start? He started in 2009, right? 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2009.
And
Alistair started
Overeem was
10
already
years
10
before
years
that.
into his career.
10 years before that.
Yes.
10 years before you had your first fight. So understand, when I take 9 minutes of your 10 and I give it to Overeem, this is why. This is why. No disrespect. But Overeem has earned every last one of your minute. But we gotta talk about you. That's why we left you with one. It is what it is. I mean, yeah, you've been some good guys, but you lost to Greg Hardy. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, you beat Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
You lost to Derek Lewis. You lost to Curtis Blades. You know what I mean? And this is the way that Overeem is going to win. I would love to see a knockout, but I do not believe Overeem is willing to waste a possible loss to Volkov. Volkov got that knockout power. Every heavyweight does. You know what I mean? Volkov's got great boxing, great kickboxing, but Overeem is the master of kick. He is kickboxing. Overeem is kickboxing. So understand that Overeem would not be kickboxing you. Now, you have given very good wrestling, but Overeem has very good wrestling too. And on top of that, he raises you very good submission, jiu-jitsu, grappling / jiu-jitsu. So understand, when it comes to accessing flow state, you have that down, Alexander Volkov. But when it comes to accessing the next level, which is free flow, Alistair Overeem has been doing that for years. Years and years and years. When it comes to putting that MMA together and becoming ultimate, Alistair Overeem has been doing that years and years and years ago. So understand, I see Alistair taking this sucker down and grinding and grounding and pounding him to oblivion. I see a TKO victory, no later than the 4th round. Alistair Overeem victorious, and he moves on to stand in line to challenge for the title.
I love it. I love it, man. And again, the heavyweight division hasn't been more crowded. You got Curtis Blades, you got Rosenstrike, you got Derek Lewis, you got. There's so many, But I don't want. I want Overeem to get a straight shot, and here's why: because I don't think you can withstand another head trauma. You can speak well now, right? You might not there. So I want a fast track. Fucking in my if I'm Sean Shelby, fucking Overeem is based on the performance that he will give on Saturday night. That I believe he will give on a Saturday night. He's gonna fucking leapfrog. He's gonna pole vault like a fucking Olympic level pole vaulter over into a fight with Stipe. Should Stipe want to go ahead and defend it with him? So that's my take. Um, but so yeah, I mean, I got Overeem TKO. Otherwise, if it's not, I mean, the cardio, all that is on the side of Volkov. So if it isn't finished within the 3rd round, it's almost the same assessment that we had with Connor, right? If Connor can't finish within the 3rd rounds, right? The first 3 rounds, then it's all Poirier, right? Same thing, and it actually got turned on its head. Well, Poirier beat Connor within 2 rounds, right? But the thing, if Overeem can't do it within 3 rounds, it's over. It's lights out. We will be doing a eulogy for the career and probably the life of Alistair Overeem come Sunday back here on Voodoo in the Woods, right? But
Mm-hmm.
again,
Yeah, most
Alistair
definitely.
has Alistair has to get it done in 3. Otherwise, it's all Volkov. Volkov will bring over his reign in Bellator heavyweight supremacy. Well, I mean, he fucking won the title and left because of a contractual dispute. But even still, he is a former world heavyweight champion for Bellator. Right? So that's what I say. So I've got Overeem within the first 3 rounds KO. Because if not, it's not It's not good. It's fucking not good. And Volkov has some fucking great wrestling prowess to bring the best and the worst out of Overeem. So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Hmm.
Now, I definitely, before we get out of here, there's some congratulations in order, and it's two. And one person is very near and dear to both of our hearts. Oh, they're both near and dear to both of our hearts. So we'd like to give a warm, hearty congratulations to one Alex Perez, former UFC flyweight contender, who just had the birth of his first son. It's incredible. So shout out to you. You were so gracious enough on your time before your title run to come on Gym Crashers. Great guy. We ate fucking what is it? Not shabu shabu, but the fucking hibachi, whatever the fuck. So that was good times,
Hmm.
good fucking times. So congratulations to you and the family for the birth of your son, and may your legacy grow even further than it does now. But and also hearty bit of congratulations goes out to your friend, my friend, former U of MMA commentator, and now the newest member of the Eddie Bravo black belt team, one Donna Gonzalez, finally getting her black belt under the great Eddie Bravo. And again, anybody that knows the 10 planet system, especially the what it takes to open up all of these affiliates and what have you, Donna is the person to help foster all of that and the growth for that. So she finally got her black belt today, this afternoon, and this is somebody who's an instrumental part in Voodoo's career. Go ahead, check it out on YouTube. U of MMA,
Hmm.
University of MMA, under the great Turi Altavia and one J Tan. Right, the promotion that they brought together. That you see a lot of notables in the UFC now, in Bellator now. Voodoo now on this show came out of U of MMA. And again, Donna Gonzalez was the voice behind the latter part of that promotion. So, including Voodoo's title win, and literally
Yes,
holding the
yes.
stick for you. So, uh, so can't congratulate both Alex and Donna on such awesome accomplishments. And we just love you guys. Thank you for all you've given us, all you've given the sport, and hearty cheers to your guys' future.
That's right. That's right. Congratulations, Donna, on receiving your official certificate. And Donna, man, she's got this skill, man. When she's interviewing you in the cage, she's got the. I don't want to sound negative, but she knows how to drag information out of you. It's almost
Mm-hmm.
like taunting. Like, oh yeah, oh boy said this. What you gonna do about it? It's something to that level, but not really that. But she knows how to bring out with a questioning. When she questions, she knows how to bring out the essence of the fighter for them to express themselves freely. So Donna was my first uh, interviewer.
Interview. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She was the first to interview me in the cage. And the way she was talking to me, I was like, oh hell no. Let's go. Let's go. So I just let it go. Like, let's go. So Donna is instrumental in the mic skills or the presentation, the post fight presentation that Voodoo Maximus brought to the cage. So shout out to Donna and congratulations on acquiring your 10th planet uh, degree, black belt in 10th planet system. So congratulations to you, Mr. Perez. Congratulations on delivering the delivery of your first child. It's a beautiful thing. It goes by so quickly. Take lots of pictures, lots of videos. Spend as much time with the baby. It's gonna be annoying changing diapers. That first green poop is gonna trip you out, man. It's like what is this? But man, it's a beautiful thing, man. The sleep overnight at the hospital, man. I did it 3 times. I did it 3 times. I got 4 kids, but I did it 3 times. It's phenomenal, man. The time spent with child, in the that cut it. I disagree with cutting the umbilical cord, but this is a practice that's common around the world. But it is what it is. But congratulations to you. Enjoy the process, man. I understand you're a fighter, and fighting is a selfish sport. At the same
Yeah,
time, that time cannot be replaced. That time with your child, that infant child, cannot be replaced. So do your absolute best to spend as much time with that infant as possible, because ain't no going back. Because once they start growing, they never shrink back, and you never get that time back. So enjoy it. Congratulations to both winners, right? One is winning a new child, and the other is winning a black belt. So congratulations to both of you, and good luck to you. Good luck to you, you two, in the future. And for all followers of Voodoo in the Woods, and those to come, like, share, and subscribe. And we're coming back to you on Sunday to bring you the post-fight commentary of this Alexander Volkanovski versus Alistair Overeem. Alexander Volkanovski, of Volkov. I keep saying Volkov. Yeah. It doesn't matter what your name is. As long as you're in there against Alistair Overeem, I don't give a damn what your name is, Mr. Volkanovski, Volkov. It doesn't matter. Alistair Overeem just outshines you, period. It is what it is, man. When you find someone else that will show you some respect. Right now, Alistair Overeem, the man of the hour. Man that's too sweet to be sour. He's here, and he's fighting on Saturday, and that's all I'm caring about. And I'm hoping he beats you, actually. Nothing personal, Mr. Alexander Volkov. Nothing personal. I love that back tattoo, by the way, that samurai mask on your back. Ooh, beautiful, tasteful. I like it. But at the same time, you're in there with my boy Alistair, man. I don't know him personally, but he's my boy. It is what it is. I'm going for Overeem to win that one. So shout out to everyone that's listening. Shout out to all you that will be listening. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button. You know what I'm saying? Right here is my main man, Adam Woods. Like, share, and subscribe to to his channel as well. Make it happen, man. It is what it is. Thank you very much for joining us for this one.
absolutely. And again, thank you guys enough. But before we go, one last question. Got a question.
Yes.
Don McGuire interviewed Kung Lee, MMA legend. Kung Lee, I literally have his world of MMA figure in my case. But do you feel that religious aspects in life, the interview on the religious aspects in his life was justly done? Honestly, thoughts, right? And I think here's the thing, right? We're interviewers, right? Right, Vidu? We're interviewers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever the person, the interviewee, wants to go ahead and talk about is that's what you do, right? That's what you do. If you want to talk about, I don't know, chewing bubble gum, that's cool. That's what we're talking about. We're gonna figure it out. I've got the what is it, the Google machine to kind of figure out what the hell, who's the world champion bubble blower, whatever the fuck or whatever, and that's what we're doing, right? But if they're unless you have a rapport with that person, right, it is not the job to kind of lambast the person, because again, this is something that is going to live either in fame or infamy in the interwebs, right? This is the thing that may, of offend or upheld a person that is of a particular, I don't know, organization or political, side or whatever, right? So as long as it's done in curiosity rather than like, oh wait, I don't believe what you do, or what I think you do is stupid. And not saying that's it. I'm just giving examples, right? That I then more power to it. If you know, I I know there's certain fighters that I haven't done because I'm maybe not on that level, right? That I don't have whether the wealth of the knowledge, or I don't have enough, meat to be able to contribute. And I've seen other interviews that that person has conducted with other podcasters and interviewers, and it becomes not about fights, not about whatever. I mean, we've seen it on the octagon, right? Oh my, Joe Rogan, right? Arguably one of the greatest interviewers of all time, in my estimation, right? Is literally putting the microphone, and it's just, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But what about that right hand you knocked him out? My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. No. By the second time, you kind of figure out what the hell you're going to do. Just like that NFL player, right? He's like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, right? If you keep on asking questions, guess what? It's it's all on you because again, you didn't read the tea leaves and go, shit. Maybe they don't want to talk about this. Maybe you don't want to get Luke Thomas where, hey, I'm gonna talk to all y'all motherfuckers, but you. I'm not listening to you, right? That's where in all like we lose credibility as verbal storytellers, visual storytellers, right? You know, we can laugh and joke about like Alexander Volkov and everything like that. But I guarantee you, right? We're going to be eating crow Sunday here at Voodoo in the Woods if everything that we said is true. I mean, everything that we say is wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
That he gets is fantastic. He fucking picks over him up and fucking slams him on his head. We're going to hopefully, over him will be in good health.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he doesn't fucking break his neck or whatever, that he goes back to his kids in the best way possible after a fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we will give him his just due, regardless of what. And yes, that Cody Stamen, right? I picked against him because hey, he beat my friend. This again,
Mm-hmm.
got loyalty to my friend, right? But when you have your subject to be so open and honest, that is a rapport that you built with them, right? So if they want to talk about it, cool, right? But you know, it's a very kind of it's a tightrope, right? Because there's going to be people that are like, yeah, fucking talk about it more, right? I don't watch UFC, but I like what this person is saying. But on the other side of the spectrum, there's going to be people that are like, fuck, I don't like that. I hate that shit. I've had interactions of people of that, whatever the fuck, and I don't like it. And again, there's going to be unsubscribers. There's going to be whatever. And, talk about cancel culture. Well, sometimes some things you cancel yourself, So, and not saying that any of that is done, right? But these are things that, like, I do not give a shit what anybody feels like, how I feel politically or whatever. I don't care. Like I have my shit. You might not. That's cool. You have your shit. That's cool. We're gonna talk about, and it's my deal. I'm gonna talk about like if that's the one thing that we disagree on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna find the 99% of the shit that we do agree on, and we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have fun with that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Um, I'm sorry, but I didn't catch all of Mr. McGuire's writing. What? Could you please put that back up one more
Yeah,
time,
he
please?
said, got a question. Do you feel the do you
The
feel
inter-
me and Cunley's interview on the religious aspects in life was justly done?
Mhm.
Honest thoughts. Don't have to answer if you're uncomfortable.
Okay. You know, uh, I missed that one. I have to catch up with that. I have to
Oh, it's
catch up.
on my page for sure. Yeah. So,
I have to catch. It's on your Facebook.
yeah, my Facebook.
I will catch up with that. But um, my thing in regards to interviewing a guest is whatever they want to talk about is what I want to talk about. It doesn't matter what I feel because
Yeah.
this person is a guest on my or on the show. So we brought them here or on the show to see what their life is like, what their perspective is, and it's really not about me or whatever. So you know whatever Mr. Kung Lee wants to talk about, yeah, he can talk about. You know what I mean? So I will check the Mr. McGuire. I will check the interview, and I'll have a better answer for you on Sunday when we come back to Voodoo in the Woods. But it is what it is. Whatever he wants to discuss is what we're going to discuss. It really doesn't matter what I feel. You know what I mean? My take. It doesn't matter what I think. All that matters is, what my guest is talking about. So if he wants to talk about, religion, so be it. So be it. And if he asks for my opinion, if he does ask for my opinion, I will deliver my opinion, even if it's contrary to what he believes. He did ask for my opinion, so therefore I will do what I have to do if he asks my opinion. But if he doesn't, I'll let him talk. I'll let him talk. So I'll check the interview out, and I'll have a better answer for you on on Sunday, Mr. McGuire. Thank you for bringing that up to my attention, and I cannot wait to check out your interview. Kung Lee is a great catch, by the way. Kung Lee is a Renaissance man. Not only did he start from San Tzu, he moved on. He moved on to the world of acting, MMA. You know, he's quite an accomplished fella. You know what I mean? Now, yeah, there you go. Now he's fighting for the rights of all MMA fighters, fighting against the biggest machine there is in MMA, the UFC. Him and many others, of course, are fighting against the UFC to get better wages for present and future fighters and past fighters. You know what I mean? So, excellent catch for you, Mr. Don McGuire. Getting that guy to come to your show is beautiful, phenomenal. I cannot wait to see the podcast.
Absolutely. And go ahead and check out the Fighter's Voice with Don McGuire with much awesome stuff. In just the last couple of weeks, we have, I'm sure I'm missing it, but we're looking at Pat Miletich. We got Kung Lee. I'm sure there's Antonio McKee. There's even one with Quentin Rampage Jackson in there. So definitely go ahead and check out the Fighter's Voice. And I mean, you'll be glad you did. And he says it's hard when legends are your brothers and you interview them. The Dream Overeem is my boy. I shot him at Black Zillions. That's incredible, you know. And came from the fall of Saigon to greatness. He's been on many times. So there you go. More incentive to go ahead and check out the Fighter's Voice with Don McGuire. But you definitely want to check out Voodoo in the Woods on Facebook and YouTube. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And Voodoo, where can they find you, good sir, on social media?
Before you go looking for Voodoo on social media, don't forget to check out Corny Woods, like, share, and subscribe all day, every day, and hit that notification button. But if you're looking for Voodoo Maximus, the Voodoo one, the original Voodoo, not that Voodoo Donuts, not those imposters, the one and only, the true Voodoo around these parts, the true Voodoo, the lineage going back to Africa, Nigeria, West Coast of Nigeria, of the continent. Voodoo Maximus is the one for you. You know what I mean? Search him up anywhere except TikTok and all those new. I don't play with that new stuff. You know what I mean? I don't do TikTok. Go to Twitter, go to Periscope, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Voodoo Maximus all day, every day. Come find me. Like, share, and subscribe all day, every day. You won't be disappointed. Let's go.
I'm not, because that's why he's doing the show right here with me. I'm doing the show with him. And this is it. So again, thank you guys for joining us. Subscribe to Voodoo in the Woods, Voodoo Maximus, and According to Woods on all of the social medias. And we will see you Sunday for more Voodoo in the Woods post-fight UFC Vegas 18.
That's right.